The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Open, the one and only show that opens up the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. We got a great show lined up for you now. Now check this out. Leading off the show will be the New York City Controller, John C. Liu. You know, he's all over the place. Got his sleeves rolled up all the time. I see him out in the community everywhere. Just saw him up in Albany. And today he'll talk about closing the Central Park 5 case and improving education in New York City. And after that, David Rosenstreit. He's here to discuss the spring allergy season and how to prepare for it. And then we got Monty Joyce to talk about preventing childhood obesity and the importance of community centers in the Bronx. All that more headed your way. And don't forget, we have the musical guest, Bridget Cooper. She's going to perform at today's Music Mondays. We've got a whole lot for you. So roll up your sleeves, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet if you want. We got you covered like a blanket. I'm Dr. Bob Lee, and this is Opens Channel 67. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. You're watching Opens Channel 67. Today is Monday, March 11th, 2013. We got a great show lined up for you today. Spring is coming, and soon with it, seasonal allergies. Well, we have DJ Kool Clyde on the ones and twos. DJ Kool Clyde, you preparing? I know you were sniffling. You said, you do a number of things in order to try to avoid the seasonal allergies. Tell us about some of the things you do.
Well, I have natural allergies anyway. I have hay fever, due to the summer climate. When the weather starts to change, the pollen that's in the air, I tend to start to sneeze and runny eyes, but it's not as bad as it used to be when I was much younger. So
hay fever is not really associated with just hay. It's with all the pollen and stuff in there.
Yeah, it absolutely plays a role. And I think also I get allergic reaction when I'm around certain dogs. I start to sneeze and stuff like that, and my eyes get runnery and stuff like that. But other than that, it's a natural thing. So I look forward to making sure that I'm healthy all year round.
But it's tough, you have to do a number of things. You have to make sure you're eating right, make sure you get enough sleep, because people like you and I were always in the community. We're always shaking hands, you visit prisons, you visit schools, you're up in Albany like John Liu, you're in the community with your sleeves rolled up, and you're always interacting with a lot of people. So you never know who's out there sneezing and who has germs.
Well, I should know that firsthand. I'm a New York City bus operator, so I deal with people all day long, in and out every day. But other than that, it's important to make sure you wash your hands.
You have a sneeze shield up there?
Well, we have that. But it's important to make sure you do the basic things. Keep your hand washed and cleaned every so often, and just continue to just protect yourself out there.
Well, we have a doctor that's going to come in and talk about it, Dr. Rosenstreit. He'll let us know
He's
more
give
about
us some
it in a
information.
little while. Yes, indeed.
So other than that, how you been?
Good. DJ Kool Clyde on the way in right here. Give him a big round of applause, everybody in the audience.
We're going to have a great show.
He's a Tonight Show's band, and he's going to take good care of us on that level there. All right, so we still got that going out, but we have a fantastic guest, a good friend of mine. I see him all over the place, and when I host a show, he's there too. Sometimes he's the keynote speaker. He's here to speak on how he wants to see the closure on the Central Park case and how he plans to improve education in New York City. Please welcome John C. Liu, New York City's controller.
Dr. Bob Lee.
How are you?
Great to see you, and good to be with DJ Kool Clyde as well.
Yeah. So we have a lot in store this morning. We have a big lineup, and we're happy to have you here today.
I'm glad to be on.
Now, how do you? Do we have a level playing field in this economy in New York City?
No, I don't think we do. I think we got to work towards it. We've got what's called a widening wealth gap, meaning
Yeah.
the rich are peeling away from the rest of us, the poor are getting left behind, and the middle class is disappearing.
Yeah.
And President Obama is actually trying to fix this on the national level. We've got to make some changes at the city level, too, in terms of changing our fiscal policy, reforming our income tax.
And that's how we begin to
That's how we
create
begin
a level
to
playing
yeah.
field.
That's how we level the playing field. Give people throughout the city, certainly here in the Bronx, opportunities that have not been present before. And I want to see an economic recovery. I think we will have an economic recovery over the next couple of years, but I don't want it to be like the last one, where, you know, the top 1% saw their incomes rise through the roof,
Yeah.
and everybody else barely kept pace with inflation or slipped backwards relatively. If we make those kinds of changes, give people more disposable income to keep at home so they can
Yeah.
reinvest in the local economy, and make sure that everybody's paying their fair share of taxes, especially those who are the most well off in this city, and reprioritize some of our fiscal spending patterns so that we're not closing after school programs at the same time we're subsidizing huge corporations with hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer money.
Yeah.
We have to make those changes.
Yeah. And you go throughout the community, and people are talking about how tough it is today
Yes.
in today's
yes.
economy to pay bills and to just make ends meet.
Costs
for the
are
big family.
rising everywhere, and paychecks are not. We need an economic recovery that is going to be a shared prosperity
Yeah.
for everybody.
Well, you hit it on the head. Costs rise, and the community gets the brunt of all that punishment, if you will.
That's right. I mean, you look at the bus and subway fares; they just went up again, and that's.
You see
I
that, Cool
think-
Clyde? Bus and subway
Well, hey,
fares.
listen, let's not blame the drivers or the people who actually
Yeah,
work.
I
And we're talking about the MTA making these kinds of decisions that really amount to hidden taxes for working people, because how else are you going to get to and from work? You have to pay the subway or bus fare, and so I think it's almost like a tax.
Yeah, MTA, clickety, 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 clack. We bring you there, we bring you back. All right. Central Park 5, it's been in the news for a long time. How are
For
you
way
working-
too long.
Yeah. So how do we bring closure to this?
You know, this is one of the most frustrating parts of being city controller. I'm responsible for settling these kinds of claims against the city, but while it's in litigation, it's completely out of my hands. It's been going on, I would say, dragging on for 10 years now. 10 years after they had already spent years in prison for something they did not do and were exonerated. 10 years of this back and forth. I've had it.
Yeah.
I'm just fed up with the fact that there just seems to be no end in sight.
So what do
we
you do?
need to bring closure. I have called for all the parties to come to my office, and sit down and settle this thing once and for all. There's got to be an agreement reached. The sides have to be talking to each other, which apparently they are not. I've offered the resources of my office, everything from all my legal experts who are experts in these settlement matters, these claim settlement matters. I've even offered my boardroom with the conference table. They can use it round the clock until they come to a settlement once and for all, so that the families and these men who are not so young anymore can come to some closure, and the city as a whole can put this terrible episode
Put it to
behind
bed.
us. Yeah.
So, and hopefully that, will take place. You'll make that happen. Tell everybody. I mean, people think you just popped up on the scene. You've been in public office for a while. You've been serving the people of the city of New York for a little while now.
I've had the privilege of being in office now for 11 years. 8 years as a member of the New York City Council, and the last 3 years and a couple of months as city controller. It's an incredible privilege to serve.
And you stand for a lot of beautiful things in our community, too, because we see you out there.
It's a perk of office to be out there, and I pride myself on getting to a lot of different places, meeting different people, and really tackling some of the toughest issues in the city. The economic picture is difficult. We've got issues of educational reform that I think are musts in order for us to move forward. And, of course, these very difficult issues like the Central Park 5, that really needs to be resolved.
What is your plan on improving education in our city?
I think we need to change the tone and approach to education significantly. It's all about the DOE handing down these mandates to schools that are now treated like business divisions, reporting up to the DOE corporation.
Yeah.
Too many mandates, too much emphasis on numbers and statistical measures that at the end of the day are important, but they're not necessarily contributing to the quality of education. Then we've got all these school closures of schools that have been around for more than 100 years.
Yeah.
And then the co-locations, stuffing multiple schools in the same building,
Yeah, you see a lot of
creating
that.
a lot of tension, not necessarily demonstrating that the educational quality or experience is actually being enhanced. I think it's a lot of a shell game that's going on with the DOE corporation.
Yeah.
We need to get back to the basics of actually having students learn, giving them learning environments in our schools, and trusting teachers to teach.
Yeah. How do you feel about the collaboration, parent, teacher, student, community,
There-
having all that stuff work together?
Parents would love to collaborate. My son is in the 7th grade. He's 12 years old now. I think he's having a decent time in school.
Public school system?
Of course, public school. He's always been in public school. In fact, both my wife and I are products of public schools here in New York City, kindergarten through 12th grade.
Yeah.
And the parents seem to have been cut out of the equation. The chancellor and the Department of Education seem like they know everything. And to the extent that they don't know about something, they go out and hire expensive consultants to give them advice. Meanwhile, parents and the general public seem to not matter at all
Yeah.
to the DOE, which is a shame because I think education obviously has to involve parents, and the general community and the public want to be involved in education because when we have good schools, we have solid communities.
Well, you're in an environment where that's conducive to education. You have Lehman College. You have a lot of students here working on the floor.
Yes, I can see that.
You have interns and together working with professionals to try to get the education that they need, the practical experience. And I'm
And
sure
putting together this great show, Open.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a little while, and we got to applaud them. All right, thank you guys so much. All right, you're in there. Can I bump it down, take a Motown step back, and just ask you something personal?
Of course.
Not too personal, but
What's that?
personal public knowledge, maybe.
Of course, I'm an open book.
Okay, what's next for you?
What's next? Well, I've got several meetings down in the office shortly after this talk show, but no, I'm just kidding. What's next? I've had the privilege of serving as a member of the city council, as city controller now, and I'm going to take the next step.
Can I say we have some rumors?
Yeah, there are lots of rumors, and I think it's no secret. I certainly am going to do everything I can to give back to this great city that gave me and my family tremendous opportunities. I'm an immigrant here. I grew up in the public schools. I went to high school just a couple of blocks away from where we're sitting now. And we pursued and achieved the American dream, and I want to give back to New York
Before
City.
you jump into
Yes.
I was at a restaurant, a Thai restaurant, yesterday on Broadway in Queens. And
See, you're getting around too, Dr. Bob.
but there was a lady that came out of the kitchen, and we were talking and everything. I said, do you know John Liu? I said, John Liu, he was in here. It was a husband that was on. He said, my wife took a picture with him. There's a Bang Chu restaurant, something like that, on Broadway.
I've been to a lot of
You went in there, you ate and took a picture. She wanted to take a picture with you, and I think they have it up in the back somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to
I'm
run.
totally flattered when people want to take a picture with me.
So you're going to run.
I absolutely am going to.
Not
run.
a New York City Marathon, I'm talking about.
I know. We're gunning for City Hall. I haven't made it official yet, but I will make the formal announcement very soon.
Okay.
And thank you very much for all the encouragement over the years. I think we've got a tremendous amount to do for the city and more importantly for the people of this great city, because when we give people the level playing field and give them a chance to show what they can do, I think they achieve, and when they achieve, the city of New York achieves.
How can people learn more about your work, things that you're doing?
Well, they can come to my website. That's Comptroller. That's COMPTROLLER.nyc.gov.
There you go. New York City Controller, John C. Liu, and mayoral candidate.
Whoa!
Should I say it?
Thanks for making the announcement for me, Dr. Bob.
I should have waited. Okay. Well, we were the first to put it on. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. John C. Luke,
Thank
you
you.
so much, my buddy.
Thanks
All right.
very much.
All right, we'll be right back. When we return, Dr. Rosenstreit, he's going to be here from Montefiore Medical Center. Will talk to us about staying healthy this allergy season. We'll be right back.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see sunshine.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
G morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did. Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Did you find the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yep.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes.
The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster.
This is so cool, Dad. Awesome. This is so cool, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, your #1 source for R&B. Catch me on each and every night right after the Quiet Storm with Lenny Green, and I'll take you down through about 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll be operating, okay? Next guest is the director of the Allergy and Immunology Division at Montefiore Medical Center. And today, we'll shed light on the upcoming allergy season and what we can do to prepare ourselves for it. And Dr. David Rosenstreit, he's here from the Montefiore Medical Center. We welcome you to the show.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's great to be here.
I'm trying to get rid of a allergy. I don't know what it is. But, you know, when you're in crowds and all that, you know, shaking hands, sometimes you come down with a little something.
Well, those are infections. Those are colds.
Uh-oh.
What people are feeling now is from the tree pollen.
From the tree pollen.
Yeah, and,
already this early?
Absolutely. Even though the trees are bare, people and there's snow on the ground, people think there can't be allergies, but there's been pollen in the air for almost 2 weeks now.
So it can be a combination of you can have a cold with allergies and everything else happening.
People like you who think they get a cold every spring actually are just having allergies.
It's just allergies.
Your eyes start to bother you, start to sneeze, you get a sore throat, and say, I get a cold every spring, and it's actually from your allergies.
But how does that happen when there's nothing budding or blooming or anything like that?
The buds on the trees are very small, and you can't see them, but they're there. If you went up close and looked, you see the tiny little buds, and they give off the pollen, and they start blowing around. And yeah, we measure pollen already.
Well, how do you measure that?
Well, we get reports. So they come online and sign up for it. And so since February 28th, there's been pollen in the air here in the Bronx.
So when can we expect the allergy season to come to full swing this year?
The tree pollen season, which is the early spring season, peaks the first week in May. That's when people really start getting sick. That's when the emergency rooms start filling up with the asthmatics. We see that every year here in the Bronx.
No, that's kind of, you know, people have to watch it with their allergies if you're an asthmatic person.
Oh, yeah.
It just amplifies everything.
People should be aware of their allergies. They should know when the pollen's coming, and they should start taking their medicines well before the pollen counts go up. Otherwise, they wind up getting very sick.
Doctor, what are some of the ways to reduce the allergy symptoms around this time of the year?
Well, the simplest thing is to take medicines. They're very, very good medicines. Some of them are over-the-counter. Over-the-counter allergy medicines don't make you sleepy anymore, so people can take those. If you're having more symptoms, you speak to your doctor. There are a lot of very good prescription medicines that will take away almost all your symptoms without any side effects. Wow. So the mainstay really is taking medications. Other than that, people can take precautions. If you're a runner, you don't want to run in the morning when the pollen counts are high. You want to run in the afternoon when the counts are down a little bit. You don't want to hang your clothes out on the line to dry. Pollen comes inside. Generally, if you've been running outside, it's a good idea to take a shower, wash your hair, wash the pollen off.
Yeah.
That'll help you.
Because your hair is like a sponge for everything.
Absolutely, just filled with pollen. You fills your hair with pollen. You bring it back inside and you stay sick all night. If you wash yourself off, that'll help. Some people will actually rinse out their nose with salt water, get the pollen out of their nose, saline solution. Yeah. Those are simple things that people can do. So the combination of simple precautions and medications should keep most people relatively symptom-free.
Yeah. A lot of people like to run early in the morning because, you know, less pollution. The cars are, all the smoke is not, smog is not in the air.
Right.
But the pollen is.
So you may have to balance it.
Yeah.
So there are a number of things people can do. I think the bottom line is medical progress has gone so far that there's really no reason why people shouldn't feel well and be comfortable.
Are there any dangers of over-the-counter medications for allergies?
Well, most of the allergy medicines, the antihistamines, are pretty safe. That's why they're over-the-counter. They've been in use over 60 years, so we know they're pretty safe. Sometimes some of the decongestants can make you a little bit hyper, make people jittery, make your heart beat too fast. You have to be watch out for that. Yeah. And of course, people can abuse anything.
And the over-the-counter, some of the older medications, you can't drive with them.
Well, they're going to make you sleepy. But the thing is, they have instructions on the packages.
Right.
If you follow the instructions, you're going to be okay. If you start taking 2 or 3 more pills a day more than you should, it's going to make you sick.
Yeah.
We can't help that.
How about the guy that says, "Well, I'm 6'5" and maybe 350 pounds. I need."
Is that you?
Not yet.
Well, some people will say, no, the problem is saying, oh, 1 pill is supposed to be good, so 2 pills must be better. Or so that's it. Sometimes people just don't realize that they have to follow the instructions on the package. They're designed for a certain reason, and they've been tested to be safe. And it's not always safe to just take more. More is not always better.
Right. And what would you prescribe? I mean, what's one of the best medications out there?
Well, that's a difficult question.
You'll be backing it. We're going to have to put you on the commercials.
I tell this to people day in and day out. Every patient is different, and they all have different properties. Some are a little stronger. Some make you a little more sleepy. Some disagree with people. So people have to find what they like the best. But generally, all the medicines that are over the counter, especially the new non-sedating antihistamines, tend to work very well. And people have to try what works best for them. Often, though, certainly here in the Bronx, but throughout the country, it depends what your insurance is going to pay for.
Yeah.
It's not so much, I want to take this medicine. It's like, well, it's my insurance company only pays for this medicine, so that's what they take.
And some of them are very expensive.
Everything is very expensive.
Yeah. Now, can somebody get misdiagnosed, coming in thinking that they have an infection and maybe be prescribed something else?
Well, that is a problem, as I say, because it's very hard to tell the difference between an allergy and a respiratory infection. And people frequently think they have an infection when they have allergies. So that happens, and they'll go in, and sometimes they'll be given an antibiotic when they don't really need it. It's just a matter of being tuned into when the allergies start. The biggest problem is that this time of year, when the trees are bare, people don't think they can have an allergy. It's not true at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, it's kind of unbelievable because you don't see anything blooming or budding, anything like that yet.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah. So if you're asthmatic, you got to go in and get your nebulizers and all that stuff.
This time of year is very important for asthmatics to make sure they have their medicines on hand, and that the first sign they have of any kind of symptoms, their chest feels tight or they start to cough a little bit, they have to start on their medicines because the medicines work much better to prevent disease than they do to treat them.
Doctor, what kind of information do you guys have at the Montefiore Medical Center for people?
Well, we've got a website, we've got tweets, we've got Twitter, we've got all kinds of things now. We've got newsletters. We have a big special asthma center now that we run for people with bad asthma. So there are tremendous resources, and people should take advantage of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And, you know, look, people can just call us up. Do it all the time. Get a phone call saying, I don't want to come see you yet, but, you know, can you tell me what I should do? And often we'll give people advice over the phone.
Mm-hmm. And what about the people that say, well, you know, I could take some cinnamon and some honey and call it a day?
What I tell them all the time is if it works, try it.
Try it.
I never tell people that something's not, if they say it's helping them, I never say it's not. Some of these folk remedies do work. And, you know, there are a lot of different components to having allergy symptoms. And sometimes these folk remedies help. As a matter of fact, they're doing research on a Chinese herb now, an old Chinese herb that turns out to work very, very well for allergies. And they're doing, the government's sponsoring research on that. So here's something that's been around for maybe thousands of years, and it turns out it actually has benefits. So if honey and lemon is working for you, it's okay with me.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
It's my pleasure. Great.
I got to do something.
Take your medicine.
You have anything in your pocket there I can use?
Not yet.
Doctor, where can we get you? Where can we find and get more information? You have a website? And all that?
Well, the Montefiore website's the best place to start.
Okay. And your personal cell number? I'm only kidding, Doc. Listen, thank you so much. And come back and share some more information.
Great. Terrific.
When is this going to flourish some more? Is this going to be the height of it in the springtime, or does it happen?
Here in the Bronx, the beginning of May is really the worst part of the season. After that, it gets easier and easier.
Thank you. Dr. David Rosenstrike, thank you so much.
Great. Thank you very much.
Montefiore Medical Center. For more information, you can go to Montefiore Medical Center. Go to their website. And don't go anywhere. We got a whole lot more in store for you because Monty Joyce and Laios Sanabria is going to be here. Don't change that channel. You don't want to miss this. Stay right there. As a matter of fact, take off your shoes and relax your feet. We'll be right back.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone. But you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
It's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
And our next guest is the coordinator of Catch Healthy Habits. And they are on a mission to prevent childhood obesity. And soon they hope to add more community centers in the Bronx, as well as the rest of the New York City area. So please welcome Monty Joyce and Lois Sanabria. We welcome you guys to the show. Do you have one of those extra
Yes,
T-shirts?
this is actually our Catch Healthy Habits.
Oh, okay.
Just stand up a minute so you can see it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can see you. It looks nice too. You have an extra one? I can put it on over this jacket.
Sorry, I didn't bring one this time. Next time, we're going to send you one. We'll send you one.
Okay, no problem. Tell us, what is Catch? Tell us a little bit about Catch.
Well,
Healthy
Catch Healthy Habits is an intergenerational nutrition program where we pair teams of adults 50 and older with children in grades kindergarten to 5th grade.
Intergenerational meaning ages from young to
young
old.
generation to old. So we try to find constructive and fun ways to get kids active and eating healthier, and we do that through basically several weeks of nutrition lessons.
And Lois, you're a volunteer.
Yeah, I'm what you call like a capacity builder / volunteer. I wear a couple of different hats.
There you go.
And come in, and it's about an 8 to 12-week program. And we train the adults that are 50 and older to actually give classes on nutrition to the kids in the after school or however the program is, kindergarten and up. And we also incorporate physical activities to go along with that.
Is nutrition for younger people different from what adults need?
Well, yeah. Obviously, childhood obesity is a huge problem in America. The percentage has actually doubled over the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So basically, Catch is one of the few programs that are out there right now that directly addresses this problem. A lot of children today, they intake a lot of calories, but they don't have outlets like how it used to be when we were younger to burn off all that energy and weight.
Yeah.
So Catch is actually something that's unique. It brings it where we can actually make sure that kids are playing, they're being physically active, and they're learning about better ways to eat and go forward in life.
And kids, they don't have the same games that we have, that we had back in the day.
Yeah, I can't even remember the last time.
You're not playing hopscotch anymore?
Or tag or
double dutch. Well, you see double dutch every now and then.
Yeah, and unfortunately a lot of...
No running around, basically. Not a whole lot
basically,
of running.
Unfortunately, a lot of public schools are cutting out recess and physical education. So, and there's just not that much many avenues to be active as a kid. We want to make sure that kids are playing. They're not sitting at home playing video games all day or staying on the internet.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that they have an outlet that they can actually be healthy again.
You guys heard about the mayor's thing that he's doing with his initiative in New York City about the big gulp drinks.
64-ounce sodas,
super-sized drinks and all that stuff. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, definitely part of the problem is that portional intakes of food has gotten larger. There used to be a time when a 32-ounce soda was enough, but now we have those 64-ounce big gulp sodas that they're selling at 7-Eleven.
Well, he's getting ready to 32-ounce.
Yeah.
But if you want a 32-ounce, you get 2 16-ounce. Right?
Yeah, and imagine as a small child, he's having a 64-ounce big gulp soda every day after school, and then immediately going home and playing video games for the rest of the week. That's a lot of calories
stored up.
Yeah, that's stored up, and and no way to really burn off all that energy.
Yeah.
So we definitely support it. And as you can see, the mayor has his initiative. Michelle Obama has her initiative from the White House. Let's Move, where the idea is to directly address the issue.
From the older, from the older point of view as an older adult, active and wise, I agree with what he's doing because a fact is you're going to go in there and buy it. If you really still want it, he's not saying you can't have it. Buy two.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's like a cigarette. We're controlling cigarettes. People are not screaming. If they want to buy it, they still buy it.
Yeah.
He's just saying you're not going to have it in that huge cup. So, everybody gets used to something after a while. I don't like to eat a vegetable. I try it a different way. It starts to work for me. People will complain, but they will adapt.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
thankfully, with programs like Catch, if we can get it on the ground floor with children, we won't need to have to pull initiatives like this
you build a
in
good
30, 40
foundation
years.
of knowledge.
Exactly, that's the
You have to
idea.
know before.
And the emphasis is on having the older adult also learn about reading a label, What's the difference between this type of fat and that type of fat? And then saying to the child, well, look, I'm not saying you can't have this, but this is a better way to have it. Or creating, educating. You start them at the ground floor, and the child comes and says, Mommy, I don't want that sugary cereal. I like that one better. Why don't we try that one? And that makes that difference.
Yeah, because with obesity becomes what? Hypertension, heart disease,
diabetes,
high cholesterol, all this, the diabetes.
And that's not even considering psychological factors,
Yeah.
low self-esteem as well. So, the program actually has like a double benefit, not just for the children that are involved with it, but also for the older adults as well. Lois has been a volunteer with us since the program was in its pilot phase. And she'll be the first one to tell you, she's eating healthier now.
Yeah, I'm actually a diabetic who started out on about 3 or 4 different medications, and right now I was able, through diet and exercise,
bumped it down, huh?
I'm not taking any at all.
Oh my God.
My A1C is 6.5.
Hey, give her a big round of applause, everybody.
It does work. It does work.
Yeah,
it
that's how
does
you
work.
do it.
It takes time. It's a life choice, but it does work.
Some of it is hereditary. You deal with what came from your parents and your ancestors and all that. But a lot of it is diet. You're right.
And it's just a matter of, and I'm not saying you got to really go crazy exercise. I can't do cardio. I have certain things I do, but I do yoga.
You do
when I can
backflips?
swim. Yeah, I wish I could do that. But I cartwheels. I can try cartwheels. But this
wait a
just
minute, we have
gives
another stage over there. Maybe we can
No, I don't think so. But the idea is to bring the older adults in because, again, with their population, our population, depression, lack of socialization, these things do create a sense of I'm alone, I don't have anybody. Community centers bring us together. It gives us a place to come when, my older kids are not here anymore and I come see my friend. I'm in the middle, I'm not 65, not 55, but I still want to come and meet people. Yeah. I go to Bronx House and that's what I do.
Lois brought up a good point about community centers. So far we've run Catch at several community centers here in the Bronx. Not only Bronx House Community Center, which partners with us with the program. We've also run it at the Mashalou Montefiore Community Center, the Boys and Girls Club in Castle Hill. And we're looking to get started in April at the Police Athletic League on Longwood Avenue, as well as the Washington Heights YM and YWHA.
Yeah, there's a lot of PALs out there that can probably use your service too. So what are your hopes for the future for Catch?
Well, hopefully, my dream is that there'd be a Catch Healthy Habits program in every public school, in every community center, not just here in New York, but also across the country. The program runs in 18 cities nationwide, and it was originally started in St. Louis. So we're building, we're growing. We just got refunded for the next 2 years nationwide.
Corporate funding or?
Well, we are locally funded by Empire Blue Cross Blue Shield. So, that gives us our funding to actually, expand the program, and it allows the program to be free. Everything is covered from the equipment to the healthy snacks we serve.
That's one of the big pluses about the program. You don't need to spend anything. We tell you, give us a location and give us the people, and we bring everything else to you.
Yes.
The training, the equipment, the know-how, and our personalities and cartwheels and all
the conventional wisdom and all
everything,
all
the good stuff we
things.
bring to you, and we're just there, and we're like, here, take it, because we want to bring it to the group.
Yeah,
because you're a Sanabria.
Yes, that's right. That's it. We do it. We do it.
Okay, where can people get more information on this?
Well, we have a few websites. Obviously, the main one is catchhealthyhabits.com, as well as our partner organization, Bronx House. You could reach there through www.bronxhouse.org. There's a link to Catch Healthy Habits on there as well.
Good. All right, so you have something coming up that you want to share with us? Or?
Yeah, we're actually starting Catch Healthy Habits this week at Bronx House on Wednesday. And we're looking for more volunteers, and ideally 50 and older. But if anyone who wants to volunteer, they can definitely get in touch with us.
Look around the room here.
And we take all colors, all sizes, all shapes. If you have a disability, I'll take you on. We will find something for you to do. Believe me.
There you go. Okay, give us a number or a website where we can reach you.
Well, like I said, bronxhouse.org, or you could also reach me, the Catch Healthy Habits Coordinator at Bronx House, at 718-792-1800, extension 260.
All right. Thank you so much. Everybody go like this for Monty Joyce, coordinator Catch Healthy Habits, and volunteer Lois Sanabria is in the house.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you guys so much. You got to come back and share some more, okay?
All right.
All right. We got to take a quick break, but when we come back, Bridget Cooper will perform. Bridget Cooper's in the house. But first, let's take a dip into the frigid waters of Orchard Beach for an annual celebration of the polar bear plunge. Check it out. Ooh.
We're here today in Orchard Beach for the 3rd annual Polar Bear Plunge. This year, things are going to get a little crazier than usual with a surprise ending to this adventurous event. So let's check it out. Bronx Nuts executive director and fitness enthusiast Michael Maxnabi competed in the World Winter Swimming Championship in Latvia and wanted to bring something similar to the Bronx. He got together with Latvian polar bear Valdez Frimanes and created the Polar Bear Plunge at Orchard Beach.
We're so pleased and honored that so many people came out, and we had support of the New York City Parks Department, the FDNY Ladder Company 61, the Bronx Tourism Council, BronxNet, the Coney Island Polar Bears, and of course the Bronx Polar Bears, showing that, you know what, we can access our waterfront and we can enjoy the weather and environment all city, all season. We had greetings from Latvia this morning. They cut a hole in the ice and they went in the water and they sent greetings to the Bronx Polar Bear saying Bronx strong. It's a way to bond.
We've done polar bear events here over the years, but for the last 3 years that we've teamed up with BronxNet and getting, you know, the group from Latvia that comes and swims and people from the neighborhood are coming out. It's a really great mix and it's wonderful for the beach to do something in winter.
Valdez Frimanes and his daughter Liga Frimanes also competed in the World Swimming Championship in Latvia. They have been a part of the Polar Bear Plunge in Orchard Beach in the Bronx for the past 3 years.
Well, my dad has been doing this forever, and I always kind of watch him to do it, and I was cold always. But then when he encouraged me, and I always saw that he's not getting sick, thank God. And once I started, it's just addictive.
Assemblyman Michael Benedetto came to support participants and spectators of the Polar Bear Plunge.
All the people who have come from the outer boroughs to the Bronx, welcome to the Bronx Riviera. I am encouraged by your bravery. Good luck. May you shiver well.
Bronx resident and cancer survivor Sharon Harris says the cold water is a great way to stay healthy.
I'm actually doing it because I've always wanted to do it, and my battle with cancer made me go out there and do everything that I had on that list that one day I would do. So finally, this is my second chance at life. I'm completing it.
9-year-old Jonas Varela is the youngest Bronx polar bear and has been preparing for this event for weeks.
I did 15 minutes in cold water in my shower. It was kind of like very cold.
Why do you do this?
It's fun. It's healthy. Shocks your system, reboots you.
This event is just jumping in the water and having a good time once a year.
You've been doing this since '87?
Yeah.
How do you feel right now?
Very good. I feel power from the sun and ocean.
World Extreme Chef champion Terry French prepared a special soup to bring these polar bears back to life.
Made a vegetarian soup. I call it Mountain to Beach. In my mind, I'm thinking of the Yucatan Peninsula and the ability for these guys to be on the beach. I wanted to take it there. So I mixed a little bit of what you would find in the mountains and then what you would find fresh and lively on the beach in the soup. And then kicked it up with a little bit of habanero peppers.
Stay Bronx strong for us. Finally, the surprise ending to this extreme event, the Bronx Special Edition Harlem Shake Remix, featuring Hip Hop Theory, artist Daniel Halbum, Bronx Polar Bears, and even Frosty the Snowman, aka Handel Gomez Abdel Rahim.
Doing what I call pop-up painting, which is showing up at various events. I'm, always up to support the exciting momentum of the Bronx that we are experiencing in all of its bizarre directions, and so here we are.
It's always fun to do something very spontaneous and out of the norm, and to do the Harlem Shake at this event is like amazing. It was the most hilarious thing and fun thing I've done pretty much this entire year.
Definitely the highlight of my week, of my month.
It's awesome. I had so much fun.
As you can see, the polar bear plunge was a success because of the spirit of the Bronx community. For BronxNet, this is Issa Marie Rivera.
I love it. And welcome back to Open, everybody. And right now, it's once again time for Music Mondays. Check it out. Everybody clap your hands. Okay, so our next guest is a talented singer, actress, and recording artist who has performed at the Carnegie Hall and for the First Lady, Michelle Obama. Please welcome to the open stage, Bridget Cooper in the house. Hey!
My name's Brandon. I'm 9 years old, being alcoholic.
Hi, Brandon.
I'll start drinking with the older kids. And whatever they do, I'll do.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults. So start talking before they start drinking.
I know I'll start with alcohol. I'm just not sure how it's gonna end.
Little light
Give her a big round of applause, everybody. Yes, indeed. Woo.
Thank you.
How are you? Where have you been all of our lives? Now,
I've been here.
Of course, you came down with a couple of friends.
Yes, my daughter Darby.
Hey, Darby. How are you?
And my friend from the Ellerby group, Ulysses.
Yes, yes. All righty. And we say hello to our beautiful people from the LB group.
Yes, definitely. Say hello to Mr. Ellerby.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for everything.
So where have you been performing? Of course, you performed for Michelle Obama. And, you know, I mean, that must have been exciting, but that's not the only thing. So Michelle Obama, how did that feel for you?
That was a really wonderful experience. I was really honored just to get the call and just ask if I could lend my talents to a program. And originally it was the People's Inaugural Luncheon. This was 2009, and they were celebrating. It was a tribute to First Lady Michelle Obama, but they were also doing a women's initiative. So they were talking about a lot of health issues, social issues that women face. So it was a really dynamic, great program, and Gloria Steinem was also there. So it was wonderful.
And you were like, wow, I'm in the
Yeah,
middle
it was
of all
great.
this,
It was
right?
wonderful.
Yeah. Now, some of the other wonderful places, you've been to the islands, you've been...
Oh, yeah, everywhere. My first tour took me just around the world like 3 times, so I really loved it. And I think for me, I think that's one of the most important things that I realize that young people need to do. I think you can learn a wealth of things outside of the classroom just by traveling and understanding the cultures of different countries.
Getting outside of the community.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
getting out, saying,
and
wow,
you really become home with a big appreciation for what you have. You know, you don't look at what you don't have. You think
begin
about
to
all the
count your
things.
blessings,
Exactly.
too. Oh, my
exactly.
God.
Exactly. You'd be amazed at how many people don't have some of the material things that we think are important, but yet they're just as happy. So it really put a lot of things in perspective for me. And also performing at Carnegie Hall, and the ambassador of the Bahamas being able to perform the national anthem for the Bahamas, which is where part of my family is from, my dad's side of the family, and the United States of America anthem. So
I would say, yeah, woman, but that's somebody else. But yeah, no problem. How did you know you wanted to become like the type of singer that you...
Well, you know, I think for me it just happened that way, I think. My parents didn't think, you know, they just let me have a regular childhood. But it wasn't until maybe junior high that my music teacher said, you know, your daughter has a really great gift. You need to come here at this next performance. And I think they were doing, I don't know, it was a holiday concert.
But how did you know it was going to be the classic genre?
We didn't. We just, the way I was singing it, I think during rehearsal. And she says, do you sing any other way? And it was just, my mom was an opera singer, so I grew up hearing this music all of the time around the house. So I didn't know any other way.
With the opera.
Yeah, I didn't know any other way. So I just sang it, and they were like, wow. And so I got a standing ovation, and I remember my parents talking to me about, you know, you should really think about a career in music. And they just kind of stepped back and let me figure it out for myself. And I just remember all these tickets were coming, and about going to these concerts once a month with my parents, Leontine Price and Jesse Norman and Kiri Takanawa. So this was very important to them that they exposed me to it, but they didn't beat me over the head with it. You know, they were just like, well, we'll see what happens, but let's show her what's out there.
You weren't going to jazz shows or R&B shows?
No, it was strictly classical, orchestra, opera singers. And
you fell in love with it right away?
Not really. No, not for me. It grew on me. And then when I realized, like my dad had a long talk with me saying, you know, some things you may not realize now, but it is really your gift. Yeah. So he definitely wanted me to, make sure that I was doing what was strong for me. Yeah, exactly. So I just went into it, and I was like, okay. But it wasn't until after college that I realized, wow, I really want to definitely make a career out of it.
Where do we go from here?
I have another CD coming out in May, which I'm looking forward to, and definitely more performing. And I've done a lot of recital work, so hopefully one in London in the fall.
Look at that. So. Okay. Bridget Cooper in the house. Give her a big round of applause, everybody, on the map.
Thank you for having me.
Everybody's going to know about you, if not already, right?
Thank you.
Can you sing one more for us?
Sure. How about Summertime?
Summertime is great, but give us some information on where we can reach you and get your product and all of that.
Oh, sure. You can reach me always on Facebook, Bridget Cooper, mezzo soprano. Twitter, it's just Bridget Cooper, and that's no E, Bridgett Cooper. My website is bridgetcooper.wix.com. And also I have WordPress, which is the Mezzo Maven, and also YouTube, which is Mezzo Maven.
Do you sing R&B also?
I don't. People always ask me that. I don't.
Because that's,
I would love to explore it, but I just haven't had the opportunity
No,
yet.
keep it right there. You know what? Because you can take opera and put it into, you can do something funky with it.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to do.
You must have been
all right,
reading
leave
up
it
on
right
some
there.
stuff. Yeah.
Don't tell anybody else.
Okay.
Bridget Cooper, ladies and gentlemen, give her a big round of applause. All right, I'm going to say this, and you do what you do after I finish. Thank you very much, Bridget. Thank you for tuning in and checking it all out. Thank you, Cool Clyde, and all the people who work with us right here at BronxNet. And thank all of our guests, too, our viewers, for watching and tuning it in and checking it out each and every time we come on. And check out an all-new Open on Wednesday with host Darren Jaime. And always remember this, what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the chooser. And I'll catch you on next time. I'll catch you on tonight on radio, too, right after The Quiet Storm with Lenny Green. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. From all of us here at Open, have a great and enjoyable day. We love you all. Peace. Bridget, hook us up. Here we go.
Was cozy and hollyhocks grew right by the door till his whisper crept through. The sun on the sill was yellow and warm till she lifted the latch for a man or a storm. Now the cabin falls to the winter wind, and the walls caved in where they kissed and sinned, and the long white rain sweeps down the room like a